Hi guys, and welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new, my name is Crystal. Welcome. I do share these What's for Dinner videos every Friday, and today I'm going to be sharing 4 simple dinner ideas. Any video or recipe that I do mention will be in the description as always. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and for more videos like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I do have more of these What's for Dinners if you guys want to check out. I will leave the playlist in the description and also pin in the comment. So let's get started with this week's What's for Dinner. So on this day we had chicken with potatoes, steamed broccoli, and butter rice that my mother-in-law made. I did go live on this day, so I'll link down that video. It's just fun cooking and chit-chatting, but I do have a recipe video on how to cook this whole chicken. The good thing about buying whole chicken, we buy it when it's on sale, so we always get a good deal. I bake it in the oven with some potatoes, a couple of seasoning, and butter, and it's really good. A big hit with our family and a good way to save money for a simple dinner idea. So if you guys are interested in those videos, I'll link it down below. My mother-in-law also made some salsa molcajete that goes really good on top of a chicken if you just need a little kick, and this was dinner on this day. So on this day, I wasn't sure what I wanted to make, but my oldest daughter requested some Grepas, and this is one of my mother-in-law's recipes. I started by cooking some ground beef. I added some fresh garlic and my favorite seasoning, and once it was fully cooked, I added some bell pepper. Now normally in her recipe she does use a green one. I only had a red one, and the only difference that I noticed that it was a little bit different in color, and also it made it very sweet. So just next time, I personally would not use the red one and stick to the green one as she normally does. Once I added that, I blended in my blender some diced tomato from the can, a piece of onion, some water, also to some garlic cloves, and I'm just quickly telling you guys what was in there, mixing it in there, because I do have a video on how she makes this, so of course I will be linking that video down below. It's such a really good dish. It just sounds really weird and looks weird, but it's very good. My kids really like it, and it's always a big hit here at the house. And then she does add cream cheese. Since this recipe was a little bit smaller, I did add about 8 ounces of cream cheese to 1 pound of ground beef that I had cooked. And then I mix that up and let it cook for about 20 minutes. And then on the side, I'm going to soften up some tortillas. You can use regular oil and just soften them up really quick like that. But I like using this non-stick pan with the avocado oil spray. And then just really quick, I'm not trying to fry them up or anything. This is just to soften them up. And then next, we're just going to be layering the tortilla with the sauce. And the tortillas that I am using are the maíz one, or as more people know them as corn tortillas. So after 20 minutes that the cream cheese has melted, you really don't have to mix it in there. I just mixed it very little bit, the cream cheese. I put the lid on and let it melt on a medium to high heat. This is what for one of my girls. I gave her 1 tortilla with a little bit of sauce. They usually eat about 1, and then they'll ask for a couple of more. So they start off with 1 and then they'll layer it up. But this is a good example of what like adult portion is. Like mine, this one was 3 tortillas, and it's just really good. Like I said, it doesn't look that appetizing, but it's really good and it's really flavorful, and you just cut it. It's different layers, and these are Grepas. This is one of my mother-in-law's recipes. So easy and so delicious, and this was dinner on this day. So today's video is in partnership with Variety Fun. Variety Fun delivers an assortment of your favorite chips, cookies, candies, crackers, pretzels, popcorns, and nuts, and all in one snack box. This is a monthly subscription. You get to choose your box of variety of healthy or classic snacks. When Jorge and my older daughter Esmeralda were opening this box, it was such fun because we got to see familiar snacks that we normally like to buy at the store, but also ones that we didn't get a chance to try. And on this day, we did get to watch a movie and have some popcorn that it came in the box. So it was really fun to open this box up and really enjoy some of it with our family, and it did last us a couple of trips. We even went on a road trip and even took some of the leftover snacks that we had with us. So if you guys are interested, they're going to be offering first time for my viewers 50% off. I'm going to be putting the code right here as well as in the description, and you will see a link if you guys are interested in ordering your first box from Variety Fun. Thank you guys so much for Variety Fun for partnering with me on this video. So let's get back to the What's for Dinner. So on this day, I had some beef stir fry that I had in my deep freezer, and I haven't cooked this before, so I decided to use that up. I also had some of these beef noodles, the hot and spicy flavor. They're one of our favorite ones. We bought a couple of them, but then we stopped eating them. I think we just kind of were over them. Also found a lonely onion and a couple of garlic cloves. I also found some veggies because we were running pretty low on veggies. I found some frozen green beans. And then I'm using some of that avocado oil spray. I added the meat to the pan, and I do have this on a high heat. I don't want to cook it for too long, but I am going to be adding my sliced up garlic cloves and also the onions, as well as I'm going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of butter. Also going to be adding some garlic salt. I did get recommended by a viewer, so thank you for that suggestion of adding garlic powder to that garlic salt. Also going to be adding some Lawry seasoned salt. I did mention I'm trying to finish up that garlic salt and just use garlic powder, making that switch. So someone recommended that I add garlic powder to the rest of that garlic salt. So thank you for that suggestion, like I said. So I'm just cooking this up. Don't want to cook it for too long because I don't want that meat to get too hard. And then the packet that came with the spicy seasoning, I'm adding 1 packet to the meat. Now the noodles, I did cook them in the microwave, but I didn't add any seasonings. Just cooked it with the dry veggies that it comes with, and also the water, but I did drain off the water because I'm only going to be using the noodles. And here I have 2 bowls of the noodles. Now definitely if you have more people to feed, I would add more noodles. I also added 2 tablespoons of beef bulgogi sauce that I picked up from Costco, just to give it extra more flavor and so that the noodles wouldn't be too dry. It ended up tasting really, really good. Definitely, if you have more to feed, I would just add more noodle packets. You don't have to use beef as well. You can also feel free to use shrimp, you can use chicken, or also leave this meatless and add some tofu or just some extra veggies if you have on hand. Pretty much I was trying to clean out my fridge and my pantry and kind of just came up with this dish. Ended up being a pretty big hit. The portion is a little bit smaller for a family of 5, so definitely add more if you want. And then I did pick up these toasted sesame seeds at the Costco Business Center and just added that on top for presentation, but also for flavor and taste. It tastes pretty good. And like I said, this was a pretty big hit. I did cook up the steam them up actually, the green beans on the side, and then just added more sesame seeds, and also added everything but the bagel seasoning and also some black pepper at the end, since I didn't add none while I was cooking. This wasn't too spicy at all, just had a little bit of kick because only one of my daughters ate it. My other girls had already ate, and she really enjoyed the noodles, so she thought that that was good. And that was dinner on this day. So on this day I wanted to make some chicken strips. So here I have about 6 thinly chicken breast defrosted that I pick up from Costco, and I cut them to the side to make these strips. They do make about long ones and short ones, and I'm going to be adding some seasonings. I'm going to be adding some of that garlic salt that has garlic powder as well, a little bit of this Lawry seasoned salt. I'm going to be adding some black pepper, and also in my pantry I have this chicken seasoning that you guys will see in a bit. I normally don't add it when I'm making these chicken strips, but I just added a little bit just to use it up as well, since it's still good but I hardly use it. And this recipe is from my husband's grandmother who passed away, my father-in-law's mom. She gave me this recipe many years ago, and it's the same recipe that I've always used. It's a little bit strange, but it's so good, and it's one of the best chicken strips that I've ever made. So I'm going to be adding 3 eggs, as well as going to be adding some mustard. You really can't taste the mustard, it's there for flavor, and pretty much give everything a good mix. And then I'm going to let this kind of just marinate in the fridge. Depends how much time you have. If you have 30 minutes, let it marinate, or if you have overnight is best. On this day I only let it marinate for about an hour and a half, and then from here when it's ready, like I said, after an hour and a half I grab a little baggie and I put some regular flour, and then the same way I season the chicken, I add my dry seasonings to the flour, and then just gonna be dipping the chicken into the flour, and then I am going to be deep frying these. You can definitely bake these if you are interested. We just deep fry them on this day, and they're so good. They come in like different sizes. The kids always like the smaller ones, but definitely you can cut them to whatever size you want. And this is just takes that one step from the egg, the flour mixture. It's just everything's combined there. Here I have the oil already. Once it's hot, I start adding them to the pan. And the trick to this is that you don't want to overcrowd them, just so that they don't darken up too fast. Because even if you're cleaning out the oil, it's almost impossible to keep it nice and clean with the flour and everything going on. But as long as you don't overcrowd them, I just let them cook about 3 to 4 minutes per side, and they're perfectly ready, nice and golden brown. And besides this, Jorge also made some chicken strips, some french fries, which you guys will see right now. And then also you're going to see that we had some corn. I didn't have any more veggies. Definitely have to go make a trip to the grocery store soon. So we used some frozen corn that we had in the fridge that you guys will see. And then we just dipped this with one of our favorite sauces. We use barbecue, we use buffalo. And it's just a great little fun finger food that the kids really like. And like I said, they always prefer the smaller ones versus the bigger ones. And a very simple way to make some chicken strips. I also want to say that the last two clips, the last two meal ideas, the music provided is by Jack Dice. So if you guys are interested, I will leave all his music information in the description. So go ahead and go check that out. Here, Jorge is peeling up some potatoes because we're going to be making some french fries. So pretty much, I have gotten requests, and I've actually showed a couple of times how to make french fries. But since he was doing it, I decided to share how he makes it. I've gotten requests on how to make the french fries, and pretty much he just peels the potatoes, throws them in water, slices them up, and keeps them in water as you can see them, cooks them up in oil. And then you can add either regular salt or seasoning salt if you want a little bit more flavor, and then he'll toss that up. You want to season them right away as soon as they get out of the deep fryer, or your regular just frying them up, because this is when it's going to get the flavor of the seasoning the quickest. And then as you can see, my youngest was super excited for those french fries. Here we have it all plated up. We have the homemade french fries, the homemade chicken strips, that corn on the cob on the side. And I'm so glad we made it. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it, but we ended up eating them all because, we all like corn. And then on the side, we had like the last of our grapes and some granola that Jorge decided to have on the side with a little bit of honey. Normally when we have dinner, we also have some kind of fruit as well, especially the kids. They really like it. And this was dinner on this day. I hope you guys enjoyed today's What's for Dinner. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested in variety fun, go ahead and check out all the links in the description, and we will see you on the next one.
You look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours.